Kaboom!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit.
And Delgado.
You've been prepping for that for a while? You're trying to mix it up a little bit. Is that what it is?
A lot of takes.
Take a little time off, and you want to be like, ooh, what can I do that's fun and witty that the kids are doing these days? We are back. We're back. When you're listening to this, it'll be probably the day before 4th of July, right? Yep. I assume that's what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, so we're good. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about, and so we'll just get right into it. Actually, no, hold up. Two things. First of all, one thing is, so I just got from New York, and bruv, the amount of flights getting canceled out of New Jersey and New York, madness. I am lucky that my flight got in and out without any issues. That's like a thing that's problematic.
What's going on? Because we were supposed to have some big work meeting Monday or Tuesday, and the people couldn't fly in. They got canceled.
So, well, they're flying in on United. United literally had to cancel like 20% of their flights. Like legit. United is blaming the FAA. The FAA is saying it's storms. There's some really, really bad weather going through New York for a couple of days. Clients were supposed to meet up with here in Miami and couldn't. And then the other thing that's happening right now is that all the fire smoke situation from Canada coming back in. So it hit Chicago, and it was in Toronto yesterday. So it's probably going to get to New York pretty soon as well. So all this stuff is playing out. So yeah, it's pretty bad out there. But luckily, Amit was able to get in and get out in a timely fashion, because selfishly, that's all I cared about. But yeah, so it's weird out there. But so now I'll defer to you now. Now we'll get into the topics of the day. The topic du jour, if you will.
Oceangate sub, Titanic.
Okay.
Do you even feel bad?
No.
No sense of I guess
remorse.
Not the right. Do you have any empathy? No, nothing. No.
But also, I don't feel bad. See, but what some people are gonna do is like. Well, hold up. I'll ask. What do you feel, and I'll get into my situation in a second.
I feel for the families. I don't feel for the individuals.
Families.
Yeah,
homie's son was out there partying it up at a concert.
What's up?
Homie's son was out there partying it up at a concert.
Okay, the wife who lost her husband and her son. I mean, I feel for them. You know, she was saying it was supposed to be her, and she gave it up to him. I mean, I feel for people who lose family. I do. Not that it consumes me, because they're no different than anybody else.
So that's my point, right? That a lot of people are like, oh, you like. I think a lot of people are less emotionally tied to this because these people are rich. I am equally not emotionally tied to them, independent of their financial status.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't care.
There's an upset, whether it could be a hate watch. There was an obsession with this.
I don't get it. Like, well, I get it because they're rich people. That's why.
Yeah.
That's literally why.
At the same time, recently this month, something like 700 refugees drowned off the coast of Greece.
They ain't rich, son.
Yes,
no, that's all it is, man. I mean, call it what you want to call it, man, because they ain't rich.
But it's rich people boredom. Here's the thing. If you're a billionaire or a multi-zillionaire, what are you doing with your life? Seriously. Whether you're self-made or won the lotto, tomorrow you wake up, you got 500 million liquid. What are you doing with your life?
Probably just going to the gym and then.
But I know you travel a lot.
Yeah, I mean, right? I'd be on a plane regularly. Yeah.
You'd have some. You buy a real fancy car, and then you'd buy a Honda Civic.
I wouldn't even buy the fancy car, but yeah, I feel you. Yeah, definitely buy. I buy a fancier scooter. Scooter.
No, but I mean, like, I don't get this whole this boredom aspect.
No, hold up. You can get it. There's some people who just have everything. And the only thing that makes you more okay, I'll put it this way, right?
But everything, do they have friendships? Do they have family? Do they have quality time to like what more do you want in life? Your health?
No, right? but I think they're all I don't know one has to do the other. If you said, Amit, you can go to like the other people doing this, so the people are going up to space, yeah? And those are also you got to be like crazy rich to go to space too. But if you're saying, hey, Amit, here's a free ticket to space, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Amit, here's a free ticket on that sub down in Titanic. I'll go. I have no interest, but if you give me free, I'll check it out. Like it's not like, oh, I have all this money now. Let's do some crazy stuff. I have all this money, so you have access to things that you and I don't have access to. But even independent of the dollar amount, if you offer that to me, I would do it because I am that crazy person who thinks that's kind of fun, and I would give it a try. You know what I'm saying? So. Right. And if I were to perish,
so there's no, if you were to perish,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you value the risk reward as worth it?
It's not what's the risk reward? Like, what's the
risk is death.
Okay. I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know. I'm dead. I'm not gonna know. That same thought process is saying.
How about this?
I went skydiving. So how's that? I've been skydiving a couple times over.
Completely different.
How so?
Because what is the percentage of probability of death of skydiving? You have a higher rate of dying driving a car, which you don't have a car.
Okay.
Right?
Then
you
what's
have a higher rate of dying. This sub circumvented all regulatory approvals. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This sub,
but also took a lot of people down fine for a bunch of times.
That's like saying I drove without a seatbelt 5 times. I lived.
Valid.
The next time I drive without a seatbelt, I die.
But that's my point. But
the logic of this was we did it a few times, so it worked.
Okay, but you're saying well,
it's like saying I went outside in a lightning storm and swam in a pool and I lived, so that means it's safe.
We've all done that, man.
It doesn't mean it's safe.
You've done that too, guy.
Right? Yes.
You've done the risk reward. What's the risk reward? You go to the pool tomorrow. You and
I was also a child. I was also a child.
Valid. Yes, right.
So the thought process is it circumvented all regulatory approval purposely, right? To save money. It also, the materials it used, I forgot the materials. It used different materials on the surface of, and guess what? What did the sub do? It imploded.
I'm with you.
Because of the sub.
I'm with you.
It used, I swore this was fake because
I'm not gonna lie to you, videos, right?
And he used an Xbox remote controller.
Yeah, as a controller. Yeah.
And I swore that had to be fake. It's real.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, right?
You're telling me, I tell you, you can go to the Titanic on this sub. You're like,
no, hold up. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's caveats here, right? Would I go on a sub to the Titanic? Yes. Would I go on this particular sub? I would. The reality is, prior to this happening, I don't know how much research I'll be doing, and I don't even know if I know. Like, oh, so is the Xbox thing like a standard? Like, I wouldn't know if it is or isn't. Is the standard? You know what I'm saying?
This one you know that. Jamaican, you said it came in like a Pringles tin going underwater. Like it was this round
thing. My point is, I would know that's not like the best, most efficient material to go down. Like, how am I going to know this? You feel me? Right? If you go, yo, this is the safe joint. Bro, I just went scuba diving in Puerto Rico and damn near died, right? Because the equipment was faulty. Like, legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, legit, the equipment was faulty. And I had no idea.
Let me say this. You're selfish.
Because?
Because you would take foolish risks like the sub.
Uh-huh.
For like you said, it died.
And?
How would your mom feel?
She's gonna get paid.
How would be fine? Trust me, that's not her celebrating. Trust me. How would your brother feel?
He's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. Actually,
how would me and your friends feel?
Huh? I mean, the podcast will be a little different.
We get some actual ratings.
Oh, there you go. See, you can turn that into money. You're welcome. There you go. No, but hold up. But that, again, I ride motorcycles.
Yes.
Okay. Like I do stuff that I want to do that I find there's a risk.
You're driving a car, bro. It's the deadliest thing we do every day.
True. Well, you do. I'm on a scooter with no helmet, so we're playing the game. I'm doing a lot of dumb shit, right? My point is,
you're throwing in the sub.
Yeah, but my point is, if you say, Amit, you could do this, and
okay, let me ask you this: what intrigues you about looking through a little peephole?
No, that's my point. I have no desire to do this.
So why would you
said, Amit, you can do this, and I was like, meh, I got nothing doing tomorrow. Let's go check this out. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, you don't even go out past 10 o'clock.
No, I just said tomorrow. I didn't say today. Today's late, man. Tomorrow in the morning. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you said, yo, let's go check this out, and I'm like, all right, I got nothing else doing. Let's go check this out. Like, I'm not volunteering. I don't want to do this. Same reason somebody goes, yo, if somebody goes, let's go on this long boat cruise or whatever, not generally about that life either. But every now and then I'm like, all right, F it, I'll take them for the team. But if this is something that's, accessible to a very, very, very small number of people, and you give me the option.
Okay, right, so say the Oceangate guy had said,
no cost,
had reached out, Amit, you've won a prize. You can come. You do no research. You just sign up and go.
I do enough research to make sure that I wasn't getting scammed by like some Nigerian drug.
No, not that. No, about the actual vessel.
But that's my point. I wouldn't know if the vessel was. I Google stuff. The reality was a lot of this.
But if you Google this one, you would know.
Now you didn't know it then.
No. If you were going on there and did it, all that info was out there already.
No, the info was out there. Like the info was out there for anything.
No. If you had Googled it, if you were going on and you Googled it, you would have found the 60-minute segment. You would have found other people voicing concerns over it.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Would you have done that research even?
Possibly. Yes, I get. Oh, okay.
Like
now in hindsight, knowing what has happened, Yeah,
No,
no one
not
would.
knowing what
I
happened.
mean, there's not gonna be a
If
Yelp
this didn't
review.
happen, if this didn't happen,
I don't. I honestly don't know. I probably would. I probably go. You're charging me how much for this? Like, how much is it worth?
no, it's free.
No. But the value is a
Yeah.
$250,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, oh, $250,000. They got to be doing some kind of work, and I would assume.
Yeah, but
I'd
it was
probably give you
$250,000
something.
because they circumvented things.
Yeah,
It's
but I'm
supposed to
saying I'd
cost
probably
more.
assume
It's supposed
that
to
it'd
cost
be
more.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd probably assume okay if you charge me $250,000. Legit. You know what I'm saying? Like legit. Okay. And just the same, and I'd probably the exact same thought process if you go, hey, you can go up in Bezos rocket to space. What kind of research am I doing or due diligence am I doing there?
Probably
Zero.
less, but foolishly, I have more confidence in a Bezos
But
rocket
that's
than
my
a
point. Yeah.
right.
So the point
But I
of the
still wouldn't
debate,
do it.
but it's all marketing, bro. I have no idea what
It
materials
is
are using for
marketing,
that
but
either.
guess what? I have this weird thing now. I don't even know why. I've been saying it for about a month. Every day people say, how you feeling? How you doing? I'm alive. I have no idea why that keeps popping in my head
To say I'm
for about a
alive.
month now. Yeah, I'm like, perfect. What else? I ain't got shit else. I'm alive. Boom. It's the best thing there is.
You
I'm
sound
not.
like a 95-year-old person. I'm like, like cancer.
But to
That's
go down
all they say.
to see the Titanic, like, what is that doing for you? Scuba
No,
diving, at least I get scuba diving. You'll see the creatures, the coral, the life, the underwater. You're looking at like a ship peephole down there.
Again,
You
I
see
have no
what?
desire to do this. This would be a free gimme situation. It's the only way I would ever do this in real life. Is not something that I have no aspiration to go and see the Titanic. I barely wanted to see the movie once. You know what I'm saying? I have no aspiration to see any of this. I've never seen the documentaries, don't care. I have no interest.
Which makes this even odder that you would do this.
It's free. That's why I go check it out, man. It's got a $250,000 value. I'm giving it to free.
But
I get to
we've
fly
talked
to Nova
about this.
Scotia.
Value.
Check this out.
Value means what? Right? Value is the
means that,
perceived
yes.
value and what someone's willing to pay for something.
Correct. Somebody's willing to pay
is that
$250,000 and
actually
they go,
because to me, that's not worth $5.
no, but that's like saying, hey, Amit, here's this $250,000 watch that I would never buy or wear. And somebody gives it to me, I'll rock it every now and then.
Is the watch gonna implode your arm and chop it
I don't
off?
know. It's $250,000 watch. Why would it be that expensive? I have no idea what this is doing.
Well, it's probably worth now $200,000. So why don't you talk about that?
All right, that's actually one of the things that were out there. So I can't pull up the article only because it's Bloomberg and I don't have I'm not paying for Bloomberg.
Show's on a budget.
It's a paywall, man. It's not my fault. So Rolex, Patek Philippe, and a couple of the watches, like high brand watches that were like crushing it during like
COVID.
the COVID time, which was like the same whatchamacallit. They actually attributed it to not just COVID, but they attributed it to the whole like crypto market like skyrocketing.
You mean like people making money and spending on things?
Yeah, crypto millionaires are buying all these watches and putting them away and stuff like that, and the watch value kept going up and up. So if you wanted a Rolex, and I actually did at the time as well, couldn't find it. And if you found it, it was like exponentially more expensive. And I was not paying that money for it.
His cousin, Chartolis, was like flying to Switzerland and buying them there and reselling
and bring them back. It's insane, right? And so you couldn't get it. So now the prices have dropped significantly. Like we're talking double-digit % drops. Right now, that does not mean the watch is no longer of value. That just means that the additional incremental value that it
this is the aftermarket, the secondary market value.
Correct, right? So the watch was, I'm throwing numbers. Watch is 10K. It was freaking 18K or whatever.
Certain
and now
APs fell below retail.
Yeah, and now it's back. So it's crazy how this market changed. Right now, they're blaming or attributing it to the crypto market. I would just say, I don't know if it's purely that. Just everything has changed, right? The car market has obviously come down as well. The home furnishing market has come down as well. Like all these things that were really, really high during a really weird period of time have come down. And I don't know if I'd put it all in crypto, but I guess if you're a crypto millionaire, you used to have an asset that's a little less valuable than it once was. I mean, I didn't buy any watch at the time because I couldn't afford it, but that was a dynamic there. So it's pretty crazy how that went down. And I'm assuming you didn't buy any of that stuff either back then.
Nah, I'm married with kids now, man. Those days are over.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I got other things I got to spend money on.
Like what?
Education. Athletics. Athletics.
Did you get a new car?
I did get a new car.
What'd you get?
Atlas Cross Sport. Again, souped up one.
You got Losh's car?
No, he's the Atlas.
Huh?
He is the Atlas. So this is the bigger, wider body with not the third row.
You got wheels on that joint?
Yeah, 21s.
Look at this guy. All right. What color?
Black. So the problem was, let's talk about this real quick. We have friends that despise car salesmen, Howie, Eddie. Like they literally despise them. Me, I just refuse to go into a dealership. I refuse. So I've always negotiated for the past 15 years every car. Online, when we have a deal, I'll come in. I'm not into the numbers. You go in the back room and pretend to do something, all that foolishness. I wasn't even looking for a car. Took the car in for service. They're like, hey, we'll take your car. I said, okay. What do you give me? We'll give you the new version of the car. It's got more features, so it's a little bit more. Okay. I'll be back later to pick it up. Seems normal, right?
Yeah,
come back later. What happens? The price is not the same. They say, oh, we hoped for the car you're turning in, they were going to buy the car I had. We hoped to get a higher appraisal, but we didn't get it. So your monthly payment is going to be more. I said, I don't live in hope. You told me this was the price. That's it. No, but we really hoped. I said, stop saying the word hope. I don't care. I don't care. Right? Says, let me speak to the manager. Manager comes out. He starts pulling the crap. Well, it's a good deal. I said, I'm not denying it's a good deal. It's not the deal we agreed to. I have it here in writing. You literally wrote it down. This is the deal. Well, I'll tell you this. If you don't buy it today, I'm going to buy it. I said, what? Yeah, I want it. So like, I'm telling you, I said, so you're using like threatening tactics to try and convince. I said, I'm actually in sales for like my life. I don't know if this works with people, but like trying to pressure me into a decision is not the wise thing to do, boss. Right? And going back and forth. Well, so I said, screw that. Let me call some dealerships. Call some dealerships. Another one says, yes, we can get you the car at the price they honored. I said, okay, I need to hear it from a manager. Salesperson said, manager told me. I said, you're great. I need to hear it from a manager.
Yeah.
Manager calls him back. Yes, no problem. But we only have the higher version of the car. Now, the higher version is not chrome delete, like everything blacked out. That's how I love it. I don't like chrome. Mm-hmm. So I said, I don't want the higher version of the car. I want the lower version. I like the way it looks. They said, come in and look at the higher version. We'll give you for the same price. I said, okay. I come in and look at the higher version. Instantly fall in love with the higher version. Let's do this. Right? I'll figure out the chrome. Let's do this. Okay. Get there. I said, will you be in there, manager? Will you be in there? Sorry, back it up. Tomorrow. Yes. Show up. He's not there. Price? $120 more a month than they told me. I said, no. I started going like, my wife said I was crazy with the way my arms were flailing and going off and standing up. It's just, I can't stand this business. So we battled back and forth. I got up to leave, do that thing. No, sit down. Okay, I can take off this. I can take off this. So that was it. And now I'm a clown because I just went to get the quote for Chrome Delete. Yeah. Delete everything. $2,800. So I said, no, I should just tint the car and find somewhere else.
Rocking that chrome, son.
Yes. All right, that's my rant on car salesman.
Wow, that's quite the rant. All right. Damn. Well done by you. Well done by you. Speaking of which, what are you doing for the 4th tomorrow?
I am driving up to Orlando tomorrow morning.
Oh my God.
Weirdest. My national championships for AAU basketball, 5th grade, are from tomorrow through Friday. It's just weird. I don't get it.
Why?
People don't have to work. I don't know.
For who's playing? Your kids playing this?
Yeah.
So the whole family's going? Everybody gets to suffer? I mean, it's Orlando, son. I don't mean watching your kid play, but I mean Orlando is what I was like. I mean, damn.
Yeah. And we just had one of the biggest tournaments of the year where I started thinking, I don't know, maybe my son should play a different sport because he's 5 feet tall. And these were 5th and 6th graders bigger than me. I'm 6'2", a little hefty, They were bigger, wider, and taller than me.
Ain't nobody wanting you, man. Stop lying.
5th and 6th grade. In fact, my boy said, look at that 4th grader. He's got a mustache. It was crazy.
But he's like legit 4th and 5th graders, just like some cat
who
came from a different country. Some of them are, and now they're 15.
And double reclassed, which is crazy. It's going. Everyone's doing it now.
What does that mean?
You hold your kid back on purpose for sports.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. There's a lot of double reclasses around in 6th, 7th grade.
Hold up. So your kid got Katie's genes, not yours, height-wise?
I don't know. because
Well, he's still
my
young, right?
brother-in-law is 6'6". Yeah, he's still young.
You could have that spurt.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see.
Damn. I mean, he's still taller than me, but still, I mean, all right.
What's that saying?
I mean, he's got a future, son, just not in basketball.
Yeah.
All right, let's moving on. So first things first. So in a couple weeks, on the 14th, I think it is 14th. Look at my calendar right now.
Well, you're going to Jamaica for the 4th?
Yeah, I'm going to Jamaica. I leave. I'll be there. I get back on Monday before the 4th. I'll be here for the 4th. I'm going to Jamaica.
Why don't you have this convo with your mom about the whole sub thing? Yeah, see what she thinks.
To see what?
If she thinks you're an idiot.
She watches Fox News, man. Her opinion, her opinion is diminished over time.
Well,
love her.
Her opinion of love for her son probably has not diminished.
Love her to death, but man, her judgment is off these days. Yeah, no, going Friday through, and I'll be back after that. And then yeah, just apparently Jamaica makes Miami come in like just the other way around. Miami makes Jamaica feel really cool and comfortable. No, I mean the other way around. I was wrong both ways. Jamaica's hot AF is what I'm trying to say. Like unnecessarily hot AF. Right, a couple things. So you see the Flash, by the way?
I did not. I just saw Guardians.
Yeah, you saw Guardians.
Just did. Yeah.
You like it?
I was a little sad.
Man, it got me, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If you're into animals, geez,
Rocket, come on,
holy
man.
crap, that origin story got me.
Right? Like Rocket was. I was like,
I mean, man, I liked it, but a little sad.
I'm saying, dude, Rocket's had some things going on. It's rough. He's led a life. He's led a life, and I felt bad for him, to your point. But yeah. But on that note, the reason I bring that up is because we're talking about things related to. We're talking about whatchamacallit. We're talking about like the whole DC universe is everything's changing and stuff like that, and they don't know what they're doing with everything, and they're coming back, and it was supposed to be good, and then it wasn't good, and whatever else. So now they've picked a new Superman. His name is David Corenswet. How do you pronounce that? Yeah, I hate it. It's just me.
I thought you were going with like some Hispanic name. I didn't see it on screen. I thought you were going like David Corenswet.
No, I mean, yeah.
Corenswet.
My bad. It's just a regular. It's not like David Brown or something. This is there's a little more syllables in this one, right? And Rachel, see, all right, do this one now. Brosnahan.
No, they probably go Brosnan.
Oh, Brosnan?
Yeah.
All right. They rude. So Rachel is from whatchamacallit. Oh my gosh, she's from that what the hell's her show? The show on Amazon. I'm drawing a blank, which is really shitty. I should be better about this. Marvelous Miss Maisel. That's who she is. And so she's not going to play Lois Lane. And this dude is from some stuff. I've never seen this dude in my life. So I don't know, but he's done some other work that I've never seen. So I don't know what's going on there, but he's going to be playing Superman. And then now you got the Skarsgård brothers, one of the two Skarsgård brothers, either the dude who played It or Alexander Skarsgård. So Bill or Alexander. And Alexander was the one who was just in Succession. And he was, the person who bought the company, spoiler alert, in relation to Succession. But so either one of them is going to be up for the role of Lex Luthor, which is to be found out. And they're calling this movie Superman Legacy. And so that's coming down the pike pretty soon.
No desire to watch that.
Superman Legacy?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping I like Superman as a character. I'm just hoping they do something with it. But yeah, I mean, to your point, it's been a lot of mediocrity for so long.
How was Flash?
Pretty mediocre as well. It wasn't. It was okay. It was just that. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't whatever. It was just okay. But that ends the whole era. So now we'll see what comes next. And they did film so many different sequences, so many different end sequences. They've done so many different things across the board to make it palatable and enjoyable, and didn't really work out. So yeah. So Flash didn't really do much there. But keeping going on.
I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vin Diesel says, "I am Groot" for 3 movies plus other Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much this dude gets paid for those.
Oh, it's out there. It's public knowledge.
Supposedly it's 14 million a film. Yeah, there's just no way. But somebody denied that. But regardless, the fact that he's getting paid anything in the millions to say, "I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot."
He has to do that. He got paid between $13 and $15 million, according to Screen Rant.
I mean, what the frig?
And also not fully salary for voicing Groot, though Guardians director Jim Gunn debunked reports of earning $13 million for each portrayal of the talking tree. So received 13 million. He said per film as a salary for saying 3 words. Yeah. So there's all the rumor mill saying that he got paid, to your point, about 13 per film.
Yeah, that's
right?
crazy.
Now he would have to say it a lot of different ways, but still crazy.
Shut the hell up.
I'm serious. I'm not trying to say that in jest. I'm dead serious. That's the thing. Yeah. But the other part of that too is, so Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have the football club, Wrexham, right?
Yes.
And Wrexham is doing really well. Apparently the new season's coming out, but obviously if anybody watching the actual soccer knows what's going on before I do, because I don't, but I'll wait for the new season. For him, he sold his mobile company, made a bunch of money there. He sold his liquor company, made a bunch of money there for aviation gin, and he's got a bunch of other side projects in general. And one of them is he just bought into a team with Michael B. Jordan, him, and Rob McElhenney, and so now they're in the F1 game. But this is a little different because apparently the teams are worth about $220 million, and so they're owners, but they're not like, majority stake, I would assume, because that's a lot of money. But yeah, dude's just diversifying this thing all over the place. I'm like, well done, right? And Michael B. Jordan, I know, has been trying to diversify too.
Well, he got the backlash. You remember the liquor? We talked about that. He partnered with a Trini guy, and they thought it was what's the term?
Appropriation.
Appropriation. Yes, they didn't realize that the partner was actually a Trini partner.
Which is also funny. It's like, but again, I don't know. Everybody's looking for all these negatives across the board. So let the man do what he's got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand all of that. Like, it's like everybody's trying to create problems when there is no problem to be created. But I mean, either way, he's trying to do his thing. I saw Creed 3, didn't love it. It was okay. But so he's getting the directing game there too, and he's got a bunch of stuff going on. So props to him. And then you've got this gentleman, Ryan Seacrest, who apparently cannot have enough jobs because he's got, I don't know how many. This is the new job, or now he's the new host of Wheel of Fortune. Because Pat Sajak stepped down. What's interesting is, go ahead.
No, go.
I think Vanna White apparently ain't got a raise for God knows how many years. Pat Sajak been balling, and Vanna White obviously wasn't up for this role. Not obviously wasn't, but she didn't get it either. And that was one of the thoughts that maybe she steps into the host role because she's been there forever. But I also wonder if they're going to have Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White, or with Pat Sajak leaving, does Vanna White leave as well?
I will not watch because I find Ryan Seacrest annoying, but really? I also haven't watched the show in God knows how long.
No, it used to be
Pat Sajak was the man.
It used to be background, yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be straight background, but yeah, Ryan Seacrest couldn't have more jobs. This guy's got way too much going on. But yeah, he's doing this and crushing it. So yeah, that's that. That's your entertainment time. That's your entertainment information for now. And I'll turn over to you, Dominic. What else you got?
Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. I just realized I guess I am going to vote again because I was pretty sure I wasn't going to vote. I don't know if you and I talked about this, that in the last presidential election, I was adamant I wasn't voting because I'm not down for the lesser of two evils kind of process.
Because you don't apply logic to anything, but okay.
I do apply logic. Hence, this shit will never change if we just keep doing the lesser of two evils.
But how is not voting going to affect change?
It's in principle. How is not going to Publix? No. How is not public going to Publix?
I'm not trying to. I know I've said it multiple times. I'm not trying to affect change at Publix. I know I'm not going to affect change at Publix. I'm just doing that for me.
Let me rephrase.
You're trying to affect change.
Okay. Let me rephrase. I would hope for change. I'm trying to stick with my moral beliefs and not vote for somebody I think is a piece of shit.
But again,
is that better?
No. Because the difference in the voting game is a little different, I would say, right? Because you only have two choices based on the system, right? So you can choose not to go either one of them.
But the masses, it's not even the system. It's the masses are too ignorant and force ourselves into corners where
correct
this way or this way.
Correct.
And we are obsessed with both sides as if they are so great when they're not.
Who's obsessed?
The masses. Who, if you're a Democrat,
No,
if
no,
you're
the masses,
Republican,
yeah, I'll
left
give you that.
leaning or
Yeah,
right
people
leaning,
identify. Yeah, people
you
identify like
swear
people
your
like a
side is
team.
the right way.
Yeah, it's like your sports team. People their
Yes.
allegiances are really, really, really ingrained
So
foolishly.
I wasn't going to vote to the last second. I voted last election because my mother-in-law told me, do I trust who Trump will put on the Supreme Court? And I said, shit, I don't. And that's a big thing. And then federal court nominations. So I went Biden. And I can't stand him. I'm not jumping on the Biden's president. I've said this forever. So I wasn't going to vote this election. But now, geez, Supreme Court, I don't know if you saw, struck down affirmative action for UNC, and I can't remember the second college.
It was an Ivy. It was an Ivy.
Was it Harvard? Or
I think it was Harvard that all this came about. Harvard's the one that drew this. Yeah, it was Harvard, UNC and Harvard. Yeah.
So basically, we've just gone backwards. Clarence Thomas wrote a 58-page majority summary. How the hell? I've never written 58 pages in my life for school, work, everything combined.
I mean, neither did he. Somebody on his staff did, and he didn't. Yeah. Huh? He didn't write it either, and I'm sure he didn't read half of it either.
It's true. But the jackass Clarence Thomas, black, for those that don't know, turn this down. He was admitted to Harvard Law right after it adopted a race-conscious admissions policy, right? He was one of 12 black students in a class of 175. He went to work for John Danforth, the Attorney General of Missouri, and Danforth admitted it was because he was seeking to have a diverse office. Hence, Clarence Thomas was hired. He left there to work for Monsanto at a time when the company was looking to hire black lawyers. His entire career is basically based off of affirmative action.
Yeah, but he's also somebody who doesn't. Continue. Sorry.
The purpose of this is not to say, like the right will say, this isn't fair to the. No, it's to right injustices that happened long ago and are still happening, and the ramifications of the ones in the past are still affecting society today, right? If we go down to strictly looking, it's in jobs. You look at ethnic names. It's been proven that they're looked at differently on a resume. Ethnic names. If you walk into a house for an appraisal and see black people on the pictures, it's been proven incidents where appraisers appraise a home for less. This is to right certain societal unfortunate norms, and this is what it's used for. And again, it's not used as force and say, this person is black, thus they must get in. This person is Hispanic, thus they must get in. But it's used as consideration.
So what's interesting about this, I was listening to The Daily, the New York Times podcast about this subject matter, actually. And they had a couple people on there, and I was listening to them, and it's been literally, I think it's been a week or so or two since I've actually listened to it, so it's not fresh top of my head. But the gentleman's perspective was kind of like meh. He was like, this was going to happen, but it's not that big a deal. And I'm trying to remember why. And his logic I didn't understand how he could go there. And the logic was, well, California, for example, has struck this down forever. So California does not have this as one of their emission policies. And what they saw in California was there was an immediate decline, obviously, in acceptance for certain minorities, and then it leveled off and got back to a certain norm. What happened in this situation, apparently, as it relates to these particular schools, and it only affects. There's a very subtle dynamic as it affects in this situation, because this was brought not just by black. This was brought by, I think it was an Asian individual who said that he or she wasn't treated well in this scenario, and there's a couple other dynamics associated with this, but it's not. From what that gentleman said, I need to go back and read it again. It didn't appear like, I initially was like, oh my God, this is a big deal. And then listened to him and I was like, yeah, less of a big deal than I thought it was. So as big as the deal as it's on the surface, I can't speak on it quite well right now because I don't recall what I had heard / read after the fact.
He must have left a real impression.
No, he left an impact where I was like, oh, I don't care. No, to the point where I was like, I don't care about this result. Like legit. Before I was like, oh my God, I'm really curious to see what happens. And after listening to him and doing some other research that day, I was like, meh. Not going to really affect anything, like legit. right? Because the overall impact just says that this is one of the criteria you take out. Now, the reality is there's still so much, especially with these schools, that it affects so much ambiguity and judgment based dynamics associated with letting people in with the admissions process. So it's not really going to change any of everything. It was kind of like whatever. But it sucks, simply put, but there's actually way more to it than that, and I'm not equipped to speak to it, sadly.
I would say I agree to disagree with that, but I'm curious to hear it.
Yeah. So do this, because you're more savvy than I am about this stuff too. I highly recommend listening to that episode, just because that perspective was really different. And normally
so I will listen and we'll revisit this again.
Yes. All right.
What else you got? Oh, next, so for that reason, but back to it, I think I am going to vote now again, because I can't stand these clowns on the Supreme Court who struck down. We talked about this in the past. Who struck down appeals process for people to appeal their sentencing, their death sentence on a federal level for fear of clogging the courts. So again, doesn't matter about people's rights. America is a fucking joke about the land of the free. We just don't want to clog up the court system. So for that, I shall be voting for a clown for president. All right, that's it. Dominic's mad. Time to move on.
Well, I mean, let's just double down on Dominic being mad. Let's go visit the church.
Or 200 years ago, when the blacks were slaves, did they ever go to Washington, D.C. and have a rally 200 years ago to protest against slavery? Did they? No. What did they do?
I don't know.
Well, a lot of good people in the plantation say, hey, it's wintertime. Let us help build a church for you, dear folks. They loved them and taught them how to read so they can read the Bible. And here's what the blacks did about 150 years ago. They humbled themselves. They prayed. They sought God's face and they turned from their wicked ways. And God made slavery illegal through several white presidents, right? It worked, didn't it? They didn't protest. 150 years ago.
That's just amazing. That is amazing.
Hold on. I don't know where to start. First of all, my favorite part of everything is the blacks.
The blacks is amazing. That's an amazing phrase.
The blacks is spectacular, this jackass. Then he's talking. What did they do? They humbled themselves. Yes. They were stolen from the land of their birth, whipped in chains, put into slavery, but they humbled themselves. And they
obviously,
guess what they did? They turned away from their wicked ways. But the white people enslaving them were not wicked. They got this because they were wicked, and God decided to make slavery illegal through white presidents and make slavery illegal. Long story short, praise God.
Not only that, but
and praise white people.
Well, they're going through a lot of stuff, and it's like, you know what?
This is so good.
Let me build a church. That's what they need now.
That's what they need. Church. Not freedom, not actual food and human dignity, not to reunited with their families.
And again, if you're gonna build four walls and a roof, why not build me a house?
A house.
Yeah.
But it was the nice people on the plantation, all the nice people who would kill, rape, murder the slaves. Those nice people.
If that's not nice, I don't know what is.
This guy's lucky I was not in. I mean, when's the last time?
I was gonna say
I was not there when he was there, because I would have jumped up there and caused I would be crying, laughing, causing a ruckus. But the problem is, people are listening to this going, probably going, yes.
No, there's a lot of idiots out there. Straight up. But yeah, all right. We can move on.
But I think
now.
This guy genuinely believes.
No, he does, because he's a moron too. Oh no, he obviously generally believes it.
I think he does.
No, he does.
That this was punishment for the blacks were being punished for their wicked ways. But you know who saved them?
The whites.
The whites.
All right. You're up. What you got next?
Random thought. Who knew this? White people are no longer the majority in Texas.
I heard that this week or last week.
Yeah. The funny thing is, and I thought it, and I go, I gotta read comments because I know I'm gonna find it. I read it. It said, for the first time ever, white people are the minority. And to which I was like, I don't think
Well, it
that's
wasn't really-
historically true.
What was Texas back
Because
then?
let's go with the natives, and let's go with like
It wasn't
like
Texas back then,
yeah,
officially.
yeah. So
From the state of Texas became the state of Texas.
yeah, it
Yeah.
yeah,
That's crazy.
That is kind of wild, right? Some of those people aren't happy. Oh,
Yeah.
back to Oceangate. Another funny comment. This is the best comment I saw. When the Oceangate thing was first hit.
Why does it have to get called Gate, by the way?
Yeah, I mean that's what they named it. Yeah,
But everything's a
somebody
gate.
said anything with a gate is a bad name. I can't. It's bad luck. Watergate. I don't
Westgate?
remember what the other ones. This guy said Westgate. Nobody listened to the show yet. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Many Jamaicans out there from a bay. Big up.
So in the comments, when it was announced these people went down on a sub to explore the Titanic in a 5-person sub and are missing, somebody wrote, I know for damn sure there's not a single black person on that sub. I was like, this is so true.
It's true though. 'Cause why would you? All right. Let's go on some random thought situation on the wrap-up dynamics here. What you got with the black bear, Dom?
Dustin, Florida. People were just at the beach, and this woman thought, oh, there's like a manatee, or there's like is that a shark? No, it turns out it was a bear in the ocean, swimming towards the beach. Like not from an inlet, like he was way out in the ocean, swam to the beach, got up on the beach, and ran away. A black bear.
Bruh.
To which I read that the Florida Wildlife Commission said this is not a rare occurrence. To which I think, what the frig are you talking about?
Was it not a rare
black
occurrence?
bears just show up on a beach
willy-nilly
from the ocean, not like getting to the beach or came off a boat. They're just out there in the ocean.
Boat, this man said.
Just out there in the ocean.
That's madness, and the fact that it's not rare is even more mad. On to more random situations here. Not so much mad, but science. So apparently,
if you're going where I think you're going, science can F off.
Okay, that was my thing right now. So right now,
lab grown where I think you're going.
Yeah, lab grown chicken has been greenlit for U.S. consumption. Now, what this is, it's not fake chicken. This is real chicken just grown in a lab. Right? So let's go through this a little bit here, right? This is in essence, they're taking cells and creating chicken from real chicken cells. They're creating more chicken in a lab in kind of like these big cauldrons, kind of like how you brew beer and stuff. And then they would then form it into whatever form it needs to be formed into so you can eat it. Your face says you're not about this life.
No, I'm also not about. I started eating a little bit of meat now, but for years I've been vegetarian, pescatarian. I'm also not about the fake meat life.
But that's not fake meat. This is real meat.
No. I'm just saying anything processed and fake and lab, not from actual nature.
This is from actual nature.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's
derived from nature. It's not created by nature, by whatever you believe, God, nature, whatever. This is not that.
It is.
No, it is not.
So what if? So when they make skin cells and whatever, where they create actual skin from other people's skin cells, people get burned.
I'm not a cannibal. I don't business about that. I'm not eating my skin.
But I'm saying if somebody can put that on you, now you have real skin graft onto your burn wound, and now you are quote unquote, better than you were because now there's the burn dynamic has been solved.
Yes.
But that's fake. You're okay with that?
Yeah, because again, I'm not eating.
What about an organ?
Yes, it's to live. I don't need this. The skin thing is more like if for aesthetic appearances or if you actually need it sometimes, to be safe. The organ is to live. I don't need this chicken. I can just not eat chicken or go eat real chicken.
But what if now we could save all these chickens and we could feed the world with chicken cells that we've made in a lab?
Yeah. No.
Would you try it?
Maybe one time just to You know, be foolish like you going down in a damn sub.
I'd try
But-
it. I would try. I will try it.
Have you tried fake meat?
I've tried a couple of those. I just don't like it. That's all. It's no. That's
But even
that's
if it tasted good, I wouldn't.
no. Yeah, that never did it for me. But this, yeah, I'm about
Why?
this life. Why would I try it?
Well, why are you about the life?
Because imagine you can do it with the cows and the whatevers and all the stuff you can kind of create that won't have this problem going forward. Right? You can not have these crazy slaughterhouses and farms and whatever, and you're producing the same thing just in a lab. And in which case now you can literally take care of blood
to which
flow
you
across the
think
board.
the only way that happens is if this is exponentially cheaper and more
Correct.
economic. The
Correct.
only
So
way.
that was the other part. I'm with you. The other part, that's literally it. I was talking to my cousin about this actually as well. And the dynamic is if it's not cheap enough, then it's not worth doing here. Because, and I don't know what it takes to make this. I don't know how much water goes into this or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how much it takes to create a drumstick, right? But it's, it's new tech. So the assumption is it'll get better and better. Food tech, as they're calling it.
They can screw off with that.
This guy, man, it's not about that life, man.
No, I'm not about the science.
Just not about that
That's
life,
my
bro.
food. No.
Well, okay, so let's move on to this then. So let's say, for example, as we're talking about food and stuff like that, weight loss. So you've heard about all these weight loss drugs that are crushing the world these days?
Yes.
All right. And I mean, they're crushing it in like, if you
I
invest
have
in
a
any of these
doctor friend
companies,
who decided to do it for a week just to see, just for fun.
and
So he lost a few pounds. It suppresses.
It's
I
insane.
didn't know what it did. It suppresses your hunger. I didn't know.
it's insane how it works. But right now they're all done via injection, right? And that's problematic and expensive. So now the new phase is going into the pill form. So in the pill form, that's going to make a truckload of money for a lot of people who live on this. Because apparently, once you're on this,
And
you
in
got to stay
50
on
years,
this.
we'll watch TV and see the lawsuits.
True.
If you've
But
developed a
until then-
tail, if you've lost your fingers,
Till
if
then-
you got erectile dysfunction because of this drug, call
some money,
Tanner and Tanner, 1-800.
Make this investment for now. Bruv. I mean, it's crazy. Maybe you should look into this, Dom.
Yeah, I knew this is where you're going.
No, well, no, I'll do one better. Let's not get into that. Let's talk about Jim Bird. So
What?
Jim Bird is a company that's hiring a chief
I saw that.
step officer.
I honestly thought about doing this, and I'm like,
Yes,
a
you
million
should.
people are going to apply.
So why not? So what does that mean? So now you can't? You're not good enough, Dominic?
Yeah,
You're not worthy for $10,000
I know. Did you apply?
to make 10,000 steps
Did you
in 1
apply?
month?
No, 1
and
month.
it's a
It's a
ramp up.
day.
Huh? 10,000 a day for a month, but it's a ramp up situation, right? So it's for you to say, oh, I did 5K today and I'm working up to 10K, and look, I made 10K. Yay! We just got to film every day and go on socials and do whatever else. 10K.
No, it's not for a month. It's for 1 day.
No, you have to do it. Hold up. You have to do let's look at it right now.
I looked into it. I swear it was 10,000 for 1 day.
10 steps
They
in
do
a single day and report on their experience. Yeah, but you got to train for the month to get to the 1 day. Sorry.
So that's 1,000 day one, 1,500 day two.
Right, that kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
that's not hard to get up to 10,000.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how many steps is 10,000 steps. I don't know what distance we're talking about here.
No, it's not hard.
What does 10,000 steps equate to?
I don't know, but my wife randomly checks her steps sometime, and she's
10,000 steps a day
yeah.
is in miles. What is that? That is 10,000 steps is 5 miles. Come on, man. A day?
You can do that.
Bruv, give me 40
really?
minutes.
You what?
Give me 40 minutes. We'll get that squared away.
Yeah, you just go run.
Day. This is definitely for you then, you should
That's what
look
I'm
into
saying.
this.
It's not a big deal.
So do it. You got to be a U.S. citizen. You got to give a 2-minute weekly recap,
Check.
right, on how the job is going. You have to do a written paragraph at the end of each week describing their activities, challenges, success, and overall feelings, and 1 social media post each week through the month to encourage and empower others to take their step. I think that they've earned more credibility in just this particular job function than the money itself. Because to your point, the fact that I'm sharing it, the fact that you already know about it, and the fact that people are listening who don't know about it, maybe now will, go check it out. Right? That's all they needed. That's good marketing. Jim Bird, one word, jimbird.com. And you can be a chief step officer and get paid $10,000.
Stop that, man.
1 day of walking.
Stop that.
Stop what? Now you're anti Jim Bird?
Just stop.
All right. And then, all right, two other things, and we're done with this thing. One is Diddy Combs is suing Diageo. And then Diageo said, F you, we're dropping you, which is an amazing countersuit dynamic. So Diddy says that Diageo didn't help market his vodka and tequila. And by the way, I didn't even know he had a tequila. I ain't gonna lie to you. I knew he had the Ciroc vodka.
I never knew he had the tequila.
Yeah,
but he was saying that the reason we don't know this is because Diageo was pushing it out to like urban neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And not to the masses.
Yeah. But I dabble. I've been to urban neighborhoods here and there.
Me too, and I've never seen it.
I've never seen it in my life.
I don't even think people in the urban neighborhoods know about it.
Definitely don't know about De Leon, I'll tell you that much, man. De Leon Tequila didn't do it. So we sued them, and they said, yeah, we're just gonna drop you because this relationship is irreparable at this point. Lawsuit's still going on, obviously, but that's what happened. And in a really random one that I saw yesterday, Pepsi. So this one, I don't even know what to do with this altogether. But for you guys getting ready for the 4th of July, this is one of interest, maybe. Pepsi made its first ever condiment. That is right. I said it right. A condiment for the 4th of July. I don't even know what that is, and I don't know what you're doing. The beverage brand is making its first ever condiment called Pepsi Cola Chup, which is a horrible name, and whoever in the marketing team came up with that
is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
You should fire this person immediately, because if your name is Pepsi Cola Chup, one more time.
Cola Chup.
Yeah, that's a stupid name.
Hey, pass me the Cola Chup.
Yeah, you can't say, and pass me the Pepsi Cola Chup. No, it's a stupid name. And he goes, this is actually infused with Pepsi. The special sauce is being launched to celebrate the 4th of July when baseball and hot dogs are plentiful, and is enforcing the company's belief that hot dogs are best paired with its soda. So Pepsi's Cola Chup might sound foul at first, but it actually is has culinary credibility. It was developed with Culinary Institute of America, a prestigious cooking school, to craft a revolutionary new type of condiment enhanced with rich caramel notes and crispy pop of Pepsi Cola. F off. You created Pepsi Cola Chup. There ain't no point of that. You never have a product called Pepsi Cola Chup. That's just ridiculous. And so that's foolish. But Dominic, you should go try that out while you're in Orlando, because I figured that's one of the markets that'll probably have Pepsi Cola. Just saying, they're not really marketing everywhere else. I figured Cola Chup will have that. And then, which I didn't know, by the way, this is the did you know aspect. Did you know in South Korea, everybody just got younger?
No, but we
talked about this, didn't we?
On the show.
Yes. Yeah. So the way they do things in South Korea, South Koreans officially became a year or two younger yesterday. Unfortunately, the nation hasn't discovered the elixir for youth. It's just changing how it determines ages. So traditionally in South Korea, counted babies as 1 year old at birth and added a year to everyone on January 1st. So a baby born December 31st turned 2
years old
very
in
fast.
1 day.
Yeah.
One day they'd be 2 years old.
But now the new law takes it back to the way we do things in the rest of the world. So now they just lost their ears. Sucks for them. And finally, Costco's cracking down on people sharing their Costco cards. Much like Netflix cracking down on people sharing their IDs.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Share Costco cards?
Every time I go there, they check for ID and all them things.
Yeah, apparently people are doing it. But I don't even go there, so it does nothing for me at all. But this is the game for you Costco people out there.
Maybe there was Titanic there. You go.
If it's for free?
Clown. All right, so Amit,
Costco's worse than a submarine. Just saying. I've never sweat more than looking at the Costco. Just looking about before I even go in there. I'm filled with discomfort.
Amit set up a cool addition to the videos that are going on YouTube now with things we talk about. The articles that we find about these subjects are on display on the screen, so you can look at them and see. Are the videos still going up on YouTube?
You know, that's a very good point. Yes, yeah, we'll figure that out. I mean, yes, they are.
Going forward, I don't know. We may have some missing in between.
Yeah.
But going forward,
it may work. Sweet. On that note, you guys have a great 4th.
Justice of order. I ain't celebrating anything because July 4th is.
Well, no, because you're driving to Orlando.
True, but also
which is even worse.
It's a BS holiday. What do we celebrate? Freedom from what? Not freedom for everybody. Still to this day, not freedom for everybody. Lock up more people in any country on earth.
Celebrating Pepsi.
And when we were free, people lighter than us had to be free. But we're the only ones who are free.
We're gonna celebrate Pepsi Cola Chup. We're gonna enjoy the hell out of Cola Chup. and whatever, however you eat, call it up. I don't know yet, but that's the game.
Yeah, and
Enjoy.
Amit is selfish. He doesn't care about death. What people think.
Yeah,
That's
hold
just
on.
a
I care
word.
about my death. Yeah, and not other people's death. Mine. Actually, I don't care about their death either. Well, these people I don't know, but yeah, mine. How's that selfish?
You don't think of others.
I'm not thinking about me. Exactly. Why would my death affect you?
That's the definition of selfish.
You got things to do. You ain't got worried about me. You got things to do. Keep going.
Selfish.
You know. Yeah, whether I died in the sub or not, you still got to go to Orlando to watch your kid play basketball. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're good. I've saved you one less podcast. Go enjoy your day, everybody. We'll talk soon.
Later.